welcome to Designing with Casual Elegance. I'm your host, Susan Sage, and I want to begin today. We're going to do the big reveal of the new set. I want to thank everybody who went to our comments and voted on each color. And we had one standout winner, but let's first review what colors I was showing, what color boards. Number 1 was peach. Number 2 is blue. And number 3, green. And the big winner is, as we shall see, the blue. It was overwhelming. And do I have it enough? So, blue was the big color selection, and what I'm going to do today, now that I've got the basic set, is go ahead and decorate the space. And then the second half, we have a special guest who's going to talk about mounting TVs and the best way to take care of that and how to do your electrical. So, without further ado, I'm going to start over here, and the first thing I'm going to do is put up sconces. Got battery-operated candles. So just to finish this wall off, there we go, we got one. Nice thing about these particular sconces, this glass is actually glued down because I do have sconces at home that I did break a hurricane. So I was glad to see that I'm not going to have that problem with these particular sconces. So there we have a nice little set, but I'm going to continue on as we move over to our nice, cozy, comfy chair where you could sit and read or have a snack. Okay. So on our table, we'll put a lamp. Got a couple little wreaths here, candle rings. And I have this really cool cloche. Has a nice wooden base, and it's round. Most cloches you'll see kind of in a hat shape, but I really like this. It was really different. And let's face it, I'm all about different. Underneath, we're going to put a little fern. And I do have a little rabbit. Easter's going to be coming. Get all that tucked in there. Okay. And just a nice, simple photo. And books, of course. All design books. And our little fern. Okay, this wall, totally different treatment. You know, we've got the artwork and sconces, which is pretty traditional, something that a lot of people do and always looks good. But to change it up a little bit, I went a little more architectural by using a couple corbels and then putting different items on each little shelf. And we'll finish up our chair here. The other thing that you'll notice in here is the different wood colors, but they are repeated. We've got a really light color on the sconces or the corbels, the same as the top of the table. And this is just a beautiful parquet top, and it shows up again in the buffet. Then our darker colors, which are in the buffet, on the chair, and in the picture frame. So these are repeated. However, this piece is totally different, and that's our accent piece, which is iron and painted. So we'll keep going here. All right. I'm going to go back over and finish the buffet. First, have a beautiful silver tray. Actually, we'll go over here with that. And nice crystal decanters. These are Glencairn glasses, and they are made specifically for tasting bourbon. The shape and the opening, you want it small so that you can actually smell while you are tasting your bourbon. We actually picked these up in Kentucky when we did the bourbon trail. Was a lot of fun. So just a little different. I think they're a lot of fun and great, especially if you're going to do a bourbon tasting party. Or you could put really any type of liqueur. And of course, martini glasses. I think we all know what those are. So if we're going to do a little entertaining and you have your cocktail bar set up, we'd have, of course, all of the other tools and an ice bucket, but we also need something for snacking. So we have some little cocktail plates. And each one is a different martini. We have an apple-tini, a blue moon, one of my favorites, lemon drop. And I remember one time when I went to market in Las Vegas, we went to a nice restaurant for dinner, and they had a toasted drop. And what they had done was toasted sugar around the rim, and it was probably the best lemon drop I've ever had. And of course, I would say, for many ladies, the favorite, the Cosmopolitan. So those all work really great if you are going to do like little appetizers and cocktails. Okay, our wall over here, as we keep moving over, I did 6 botanicals. So, like I said, all 3 walls have a different treatment. And that's just to show you that you don't have to put up a mirror, put up artwork, put up a mirror. You see it over and over again. A lot of times people don't know what to do. Sometimes I like to stack pictures on top of each other. And I think, I'm goofing up Steve, Do we have a picture of the kitchen for a totally different wall treatment? We may not. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a lot more interesting than, like I said, if everything's artwork or mirrors. And so often I'd go into homes for decorating for a job consultation, and every time I turn around, I see a mirror. And I think a lot of times it's because people don't know what else to do. Plus, it has been ingrained that, oh, it makes it lighter and brighter and makes the room bigger. Well, I think mirrors should be beautiful and decorative if you're going to use them that way or make a statement, whether it's farmhouse style or something French country that's more ornate, you know, then yes, work it in somehow. They're beautiful in dining rooms where you've got generally a nice chandelier and beautiful centerpiece. So I'm not opposed to mirrors. They've been overused. I do like, however, when they have taken a bunch of different styles of mirrors and collaged them on a wall. So, you know, don't be afraid to do something different. Show yourself who you are. And, okay, we still have our little sofa table over here. And this is just a nice little painted piece. And we're going to do our candlesticks. And again, battery-operated candles. And I tell you, I love battery-operated candles. I have them all over the house, especially during the summer. Or I should say during the winter when it's dark, and they all come on at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever. So you start getting a little bit of light while our days are getting shorter. So battery-operated candles, and of course, you don't have to worry about fire danger. Okay, we do have some little napkins to put over with our cocktails. Oh, and we can't forget our cocktail books. We have Parisian cocktails and Some Like It Hot, which features, of course, warm cocktails, and they're not all alcoholic. There are mocktails. Okay, candle snuffer. Even though they're battery operated, it looks good. And another book. Will go. Okay, so just nice, simple. We've gone from just a plain set that was hodgepodge and decorated it up, made it nice and inviting so that you can come in, relax, grab a book, cup of coffee, whatever. Maybe your TV is in the room, and we're going to talk about that when we come back from a break. So we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to welcome Jerry Talley.
What if there was an enterprise that was dedicated to grow local talent, especially original music with substantive content? A place where local musicians could be elevated to a larger audience through broadcasting and live performances. What if they had the benefit of professional mentoring and production offered by a world-class musician whose mission it was to help them hone and develop their performance skills, to help them realize their artistic dreams? This is our vision and our mission, to bring what ifs into reality and into your world. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Okay, we're going to talk about installing TVs, mounting TVs. So I have a special guest, Jerry Talley, who's going to join me because he's an expert in making this happen. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Would you want to say a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Jerry. I own Safe Home Watch and Concierge in Anderson, Missouri. Home Watch is just a visual inspection of a home or property looking for obvious issues. So when the homeowner goes on vacation or is away from their home at their second home, make scheduled visits to make sure everything's okay, run the water, flush the toilets, check for leaks, and report any issues that I find so they can get them repaired, or if it's a small repair, I can help them with it.
Wonderful. So kind of a jack of all trades.
Yes, ma'am.
But kind of specific in a sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, sounds like you're somebody that a lot of our audience could use. So we're talking about TVs, and everybody likes to put their TV above the mantle. It is not ergonomically correct. It's actually very bad for your body unless your chair is, I think it's supposed to be at least 12 feet away, or there is a distance.
Yes.
And I forget what it is. So I have a TV here in a cabinet that it's all closed up, but you see two cords hanging down, and you'll see it better in the next photo. We open it up, the TV, so it's a way to have a TV in your living room, but not having it exposed. So when you go in and you talk to somebody about their TV, where do most people want them?
They generally want them to where everyone in the room can view them. But typically there's a main viewing seat that is the sweet spot for the room. And so you generally can't accommodate the whole room, so it's wherever the homeowner is mainly going to sit.
Yeah, we have both. We each have ours.
Yeah.
I got mine, Terry, as is. Same thing downstairs. We each have our seat.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and so you just want them to be mounted to where the viewing is comfortable. You don't want to have your neck extended for long periods of time or looking down long periods of time.
Right.
In the kitchen area, some people just have them on for noise. So if you just have one on the bar, for noise, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be watching it, you want to make sure that it's mounted at a comfortable height to where you're, normal viewing.
Yeah. And some kitchens just don't even have a convenient place to put a TV.
Right.
I know for a while, and it's been a number of years now, they had what they called the ice box that you mounted under your cabinet and pulled down. I don't think that went over very well.
I don't think so.
It didn't go anywhere. Well, I never had one, but didn't need one. Okay, so people have on consoles also.
Yeah.
And like downstairs, we have in the family room, it is an exposed TV and it is on a console. Mm-hmm. And it is regular viewing height. That is good for your body.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if any TV is good for your body, but
Correct.
Sit there and watch it, yeah. So again, there are ways to decorate around it so that it doesn't look like just a TV sitting there.
Correct.
And then our next slide, this is actually my favorite way to do a TV above a mantle. I don't know how well you can see this, but when we designed this room in our old house, we took the fireplace all the way up to the ceiling. But above the mantle, we recessed in about 8 or 10 inches so that the TV could go inside.
Yes.
And then all of the electronics were fished down behind. And I had a window seat on this side, so all the electronics were there, and again, not exposed out in the open.
Right.
So even though it was above the mantle, you didn't really see it.
Yes.
So I love that.
Right. And like the first picture that you showed with the exposed wires.
Yes, that's.
There's a way that you can use grommets to run the cabling in the wall.
Okay.
To the TV. Now the power. You want an electrician come out and put the power outlet behind the TV. They do make electrical code cables that you can run the power in the wall, but it's not recommended to use a TV power cord or an extension cord in the wall. So if you are going to do that, you want to make sure you're doing it correctly and per code, so you don't have any accidents or potentially burn your house down.
Right.
But you can definitely do the grommets for the HDMI cables or any low voltage cables, and have the DVD player or Apple TV in a cabinet below the TV or beside the TV, so there's no cable showing.
Yeah, I know, and I need to take care of mine because those two cords have been hanging there for a while.
Yeah.
We just haven't sat down and called. We know enough electricians to come in and put a duplex outlet behind the TV.
Yes.
And it wouldn't be that hard because the electrical is already there.
Correct.
So I know I've done it many times for clients who want sconces that are hardwired to the wall. And, kind of the same thing, but yeah, it's kind of annoying to see them there. I usually try and cover them up.
Right, correct.
That is when I'm entertaining. Otherwise, I guess I don't really care. I would have taken care of it.
Right.
Yeah, and then there are other things that you do that, you were saying you're a liaison for people. Oh, you also install security systems.
Well, I do the security cameras,
Okay.
the Ring cameras, the Apple TVs, the Ring doorbells. Security systems for the state of Arkansas, you have to have a license. I used to have my alarm tech license, but because I'm no longer associated with the company with an alarm license, I don't have that anymore. But the surveillance cameras, such as Ring or Reolink, or the doorbells. Also, if you have a Roku or Apple TV, I can install that for you as well.
Okay. And then going back to TVs and wall mounting, do a lot of people like the ones you can pull out or turn, or do they want them just stationary?
It depends on where they want it. If it's just on a wall, and then your viewing is mainly just looking at it straight on, usually a regular TV mount or a tilt mount where it kind of tilts down a little. If it's in a corner, they may want it on an articulating mount to where they can pull it out and kind of turn it either way.
Okay.
So, and usually if it's in like a game room, they may want it on an articulating mount because of the different activities going on.
I think that's what we have out on the deck.
Okay.
Because I know Terry turns it and
Oh, yeah.
it's just a nice big TV so you can watch outside. God forbid you should be without one in any room.
Yes.
We do have one that is, well, there's really no other place to put it, but it's in the garage.
Yeah.
So mainly, again, it's for noise, just like in the kitchen.
Right.
So, okay. And like I was getting into being a liaison. Your company is Safe Home Watch.
Yes.
So meaning that you do a variety, as you were talking about. Anything specific? I know you walk dogs, or not really?
Yeah.
Or just let them out?
And so I don't stay in your home like a pet sitter or house sitter. So I don't sleep in your bed or eat your food, but I do make the visits. So if you have cats that are in the home, I'll clean up after them, feed, water them. If you have a dog that has a fence that he can be let out in to run, I can do that as well to take care of the pets.
So how do you get into that from installing TVs and security systems?
So basically, I worked for a home automation company for the past 17 years.
Okay.
And I just, someone had mentioned home watch service, and I got to researching it, and there's no one in this area that's doing home watch.
Wow.
And so the Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri, Northeast Oklahoma, the areas I cover, there's no one that when you're away from home will make those scheduled visits, remove the door flyers, pick up your mail. If you've received any deliveries, put them in the house for you so it doesn't look like your home is vacant or no one's living in it. Because, unfortunately in this day and time, people see an empty home and it's an easy target.
Yeah.
And so, I just make those visits to reassure the clients that while they're away, someone is there taking care of their home. Not to say that something can't happen, but if you're gone from your home for 2 months, you want someone there that can look after it. And, you know,
Right.
some people have family that stay in the home. They have security systems, camera systems. Well, the family that stays in a home typically won't go to every room in the house to run the water, check for leaks. If you have a surveillance system, the cameras, those rely on Wi-Fi. Well, if the electricity goes out or your Wi-Fi goes down, you don't have cameras. So I can go there, reboot the modem, or see why the electricity's not on, and then be able to call you know, the power company or the internet provider to make sure that everything gets back up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I keep going back to TVs because I know that's a big thing. How about sizes of TVs? Are people going huge, or again, I'm sure it depends on what room it's going into.
Yeah, depending on what room, and now that TVs are inexpensive,
Yeah.
they're generally going, you know, for the biggest TV they can get. And typically, you know, if the room you're putting it in is not that big, you know, it's kind of excess to do that, but you know, it's personal preference. You know, like I said, they're inexpensive now, and
Yeah.
people, you know, just like, you know, saying they have a, you know, 86-inch TV in their bedroom or living room, and, you know, so it just personal preference.
Yeah, well, you know, you've got to be able to watch those games.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I think sports is one of the biggest drivers of big screen TVs.
Yes.
No, I don't want my room to be a TV.
Right.
There's other things to do other than watch TV.
Oh, yes.
So I get it. Well, that sounds like interesting that you should specialize in like that one specific area.
Yeah.
Which is great though, because like we said, whether you mount it on a wall or set it on a buffet, you know, there are different ways.
Correct.
And if you go back to the 50s and 60s, they were in these councils down.
Right.
So talk about being ergonomically correct. That was not.
Right.
Because you were sitting there looking down. Now we look up,
Yes.
you want it right even.
Yeah, and you know, TV on a buffet or the council like you were talking about, if the DVD player, Apple TV, are in the cabinet, TVs are made in such a way that you can take the power cord, the HDMI cables, and zip tie them where the TV stand is, so you don't see the cables as well, so you can kind of hide those versus, you know, or you can also do them like you have the one in the cabinet. You can run them up through the wall behind the TV and hide them as well. So,
Or you could just get those fabric cord covers and
Yeah.
hide it that way, so it's decorative.
oh yeah,
Which is probably what I should have done with mine. Now, what I should do is just get an electrician in there and get it fixed.
right.
But anyway, well, that sounds just really interesting. And for sure, I think we have your information. We had it up once so that people know how they can contact you. It's Safe Home Watch and there we go.
Yep. Safe Home Watch and concierge.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you for coming in today and sharing your time with us.
Oh, but thank you for having me.
Very interesting. And of course, I want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. I hope you like the color of the new set. I'm pretty thrilled about it all. One other thing I'm going to point out is on the blinds, these particular blinds do have a decorative tape, and you know, which coordinates. But of course, I'll probably change them next month anyway. So, thank you. Remember, subscribe. It's free. And we'll see you next time. Bye.